Hi there, this is Hannah Chapman from Lead 651 in regards to talent management. Before diving into this, I want to first discuss our agenda. Today, I'll be covering the following topics: the organization's background and rationale, the actual interview findings, analysis, recommendations, and then finally conclusion. For this assignment, I felt this quote from Steve Jobs was very fitting. It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. Rather, we hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. After all, the best managers know it's not about their personal accomplishments, but essentially about the team, which involves unleashing the talent of those around us. My interviewee is an HR professional for Advantage Integrated Solutions, founded in 2002 by Scott Wyatt. Advantage Integrated Solutions' mission statement is to use QuickBase, Workatao, and other leading cloud tools to deliver agile solutions that helps clients improve their business unit performance through increased productivity, throughput, quality, and lower costs. Advantage takes care of the technology so clients can focus on what they do best, run their business. As a small tech organization of 20 years, Advantage can fill in those gaps where modern business improving technology is missing. For this interview, I decided to interview Taylor Tierney, the Chief Happiness Officer at Advantage Integrated Solutions. As the CHO, Taylor utilizes her 10-plus year background in human resources and operations to assist in managing the day-by-day operations and employee-related activities, with a strong focus on retention and client/employee well-being. She has proven track record of improving and implementing existing internal policies and procedures, especially in startup business style. Taylor has a strong focus on retention and firmly believes that by keeping your employees feeling valued and satisfied in the workplace, you will in turn have clients feel valued and happy, which turns into more profit. As a Jill of all trades, she assists and excels in all departments of a company, including human resources, accounting, collections, project management, marketing, operations, sales, and more. The key topics of my interview revolved around 3 key points. First, managing generational differences, both communication and priority related across the organization. Second is obtaining and managing a small team scattered around the US and around the world. My third point is competing with large, reputable organizations for attracting new talent. So all 3 of these items are really prominent points and I believe are extremely relevant pertaining to Taylor and her organization. I believe that by interviewing Taylor, I was really able to best relate to our class learnings to really incorporate talent management. These 3 key topics dissect Advantage Integrated Solutions to its core, really enabling me to better provide recommendations and analysis. So given that the organization is made up of various generations of people who are spread across the US and the world, then this is likely a point of contention in terms of talent management. So really, by hearing how Taylor bridges the gap between different generations can better enable me to really understand the intrinsicies of a business as a whole. I also will be able to best analyze difficulties regarding recruiting through Taylor's various interview answers. So after interviewing with Taylor and hearing about her talent management structure, I've come up upon 4 key findings. These findings include transparency is key in the workplace, effective communication leads to success, resilience is vital, and a good work-life balance is one of the most desired traits of any job. Transparency is vital in any organization, but especially an organization composed of 10 folks who have various backgrounds. Each and every employee communicates with the CEO on a daily basis to keep them in the loop regarding tasks being accomplished, which leaves minimal room for ambiguity. Likewise, Taylor mentioned that Scott Wyatt, the CEO, emphasizes that in order to earn the trust and respect of employees, a strong CEO must be transparent with their employees as it signals that they trust them with the truth, even in difficult circumstances. So Advantage Integrated Solutions follows a feedback-first mentality. Courageous coaching is defined as saying the right thing and asking the right questions at the right time to the right people in the right manner. Taylor and her team believe that the right time for feedback is either while a task is being completed or right after it's completed. She really wants to be able to provide effective feedback pertaining to people's gaps as she sees them so that the organization can really develop their skills in near real time. So Taylor and Advantage's leadership team want those that come into contact with them to really understand why the work that they do is important and why they are important. So regarding Advantage's workplace itself, the team appears to have a very effective communication style. So given that the organization is made up of only 10 individuals, each person holds a large amount of responsibility within different areas. Advantage is made up of 3 teams. They're developers, consultants, and executives. So really, without proper communication throughout these channels, the company as a whole would fail. So during my interview, I really focused on how the various generations of employees effectively communicate in the company's remote-only climate. So Taylor really emphasized that through Slack and Zoom, the team is able to hold weekly check-ins with one another, which really ensures that everyone is aware of the tasks at hand as well as their statuses. Kimberly McNally states that a one-size-fits-all approach to leading in the midst of a great generational diversity does not work. McNally goes on to explain that both appreciating and understanding what various generations of employees contribute is essential in an organization that focuses on effective communication. Taylor made it really known that she aims to hear each and every voice of the organization, really ensuring that all perspectives and viewpoints are considered when it comes to decision-making processes. Not only is there effective communication throughout the various generations at Advantage, but also throughout the world. So they have a core group of individuals located in Denver, including the CTO, CEO, CHO, and SVP of corporate development. So Taylor mentioned how the company's CTO recently moved to Japan and plans to live there live there for 5 years. When asked about how the company plans to communicate effectively within the time difference, and with the time difference being considered, Taylor stated that Henry and Scott discussed a plan and really put it on paper. So they have it in writing that Henry will work from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mountain Time each week and will be on the weekly all-hands call. So they're at Advantage. They don't want to hold people back from their dreams and really want to ensure that employees can live the lives they want while still being able to provide them with the results. My next topic is that of resilience. So resilience is defined as the ability to really recover from fumbles or outright mistakes and bounce back. But flexibility alone is not enough. So you have to learn from your errors. And at Advantage, resilience is such a crucial skill that since the organization is so small, mistakes are a lot more costly. So rather than focusing on punishing people for errors made, Advantage really encourages employees to learn from them and be able to move forward. So with Advantage's employees being separated and spread across the world, asking for help is easy, but one may not necessarily receive it immediately as people are working in totally different time zones. So really assuming that one may not receive help immediately, Advantage really encourages its employees to take chances in their work and really give it their best shot. So failure is a key part in learning, and Advantage is a learning-centric organization. So learning orgs really see problems as opportunities, and while mistakes may be looked upon negatively at a larger org, Advantage clearly wants its employees to feel empowered and challenged at the same time. So being able to take risks is incredibly important, and Taylor wants to really encourage those within the organization to do so. So after all, those with resilience build on the cornerstones of confidence, including accountability, collaboration, and initiative. My final finding was how important a good work-life balance is to Taylor and Advantage. Given that Taylor falls into the Gen Z category, she too understands the high importance of work-life balance and flexibility to younger employees. Advantage believes that maintaining work-life balance really helps reduce stress and helps prevent burnout in the workplace. Taylor emphasizes how both herself and leadership aim to have employees really avoid chronic stress in the workplace. Taylor went on to explain that since the entirety of Advantage's workforce had worked for Fortune 500 companies prior to Advantage, the majority of their employees have already experienced workplace burnout. And so really in an effort to avoid such burnout, Taylor implemented a new concept which really enables employees to take 2 or 3 personal days a month to get a break from work. So whether employees had stressful client work, wanted to travel without utilizing PTO, or just really needed a day of rest, they're able to do so. Taylor has witnessed overall production levels skyrocket as a result of this initiative. So work-life balance is one of Advantage's strongest selling points when it comes to recruitment, and the results speak for themselves. So in the last 5 years, Advantage has only lost 2 employees due to personal reasons, and the company provides employees the ability to have lives outside of work. And In turn, they found that this has allowed employees to really stay loyal to the organization, especially one that treats them so well. So this is one of the biggest recruiting selling points, as larger corporations can really not provide amenities such as this. Given that the organization is only 10 people and that Taylor is the sole HR professional, there are certain pain points regarding their talent management system. So while there are a few contradictory and ineffective areas of Advantage's talent management, I really decided to focus on my top 3, which include ineffective recruiting tactics, disorganized and non-existent onboarding system, as well as an inadequate review process. So starting with Advantage's current recruiting tactics, Taylor emphasized the difficulty Advantage has when it comes to recruitment. Given that the organization is 10 people only, there is little to no visibility on job boards and websites such as LinkedIn or Indeed. The company's job posts often go unbothered and unseen, which makes times of recruitment really challenging. Given the nature of the business, Taylor often falls back on word-of-mouth references on referrals. She went on to describe that while LinkedIn is their number one job board they use, 95% of the time we look for partners and employees to see if they know of anyone who would be a good fit for our organization. While they are unable to compete with large orgs regarding better placement on sites, since they're not thought as necessarily of a household name. So this is not a company where you can look at the logo and go, oh yeah, I know exactly just what they do. I think this void could be filled with appropriate terms and role descriptions on these job boards, but it also appears that Advantage just doesn't have the time to do so. The next piece of contradictory information that we discussed revolved around Advantage's onboarding and training system. So when asked about onboarding and training systems in place, Taylor mentioned that there was little to no structure for new hires. More specifically, given that the size and workload of the organization, new hires are often thrown right into things rather than giving a traditional training period. Advantage Integrated Solutions appears to believe that individuals learn best by doing rather than by watching or reading. While there is evidence to support both instances, I think it's really important that new hires are given the option regarding what kind of training they would like. All in all, individuals learn at different rates and speeds, and many learn best by trial and error. Given the size of the organization, it was not too shocking to hear that they don't have direct hands-on onboarding, similar to large companies and organizations. While neither indirect nor direct onboarding directly dictate an organization's overall success, Guthridge mentions that having it can ensure that the performance of an entire workforce meets expectations. So structured onboarding not only sets expectations for the workplace, but often provides new hires with a direct resource to go to for help and mentorship. While I understand that smaller company sizes and workloads really deter a company's ability to provide unconditional support to new hires, I do believe that a structured onboarding system should be in place throughout all organizations to support their talent management objectives. The final piece that was discussed throughout my interview with Taylor was their lack of structure when it comes to review cycles. So while the organization has efficient and timely feedback metrics, Taylor hinted at the fact that the extent of the company's review cycle and how it's very limited. So when asked about how it works, Taylor only mentioned that they base promotions on billable time work and tenure. However, this isn't effective when it comes to both recruitment and retention. While the company has only experienced 1 or 2 individuals leaving for other orgs, as they expanded their company, they'll have to really rethink its review process cycle. Taylor mentioned that during interviews with prospective employees, one of the most common questions asked is how Advantage merits career progression year over year. So given that the company doesn't have a defined structure in place for this, Taylor often falls back on the typical year-end review concept with going really into much further detail. Larger organizations have fairly simple career projection paths in place, and I believe that it would be very challenging for Advantage to replicate something similar, especially replicating similar goals and metrics to provide their employees with some structure. If people do not feel fairly compensated, or if they don't see a clear career path, the chances of them looking elsewhere for work definitely increases. I have formulated 3 recommendations in order to improve Advantage Integrated Solutions talent management methods. My first would be to improve the overall recruitment cycle. As the company is looking to hire, they need a complete overhaul of their recruiting tactics. While they currently have a partial recruitment plan in place, I recommend that they first conduct an audit of the current recruitment plans to really identify gaps, inefficiencies, and areas for improvement. From there, I would recommend they identify specific goals that they want to achieve, such as reducing the time to fill vacancies, increasing candidate diversity, or improving the candidate experience. They should then evaluate the effectiveness of their recruitment channels, such as job boards, social media, employee referrals, etc. Next would be to create a targeted candidate persona that reflects the skills, experience, and qualifications required for the role. And then finally, continuously monitor and measure the success of their recruitment plan against their set goals. So by following these steps, Advantage will be able to improve its existing recruitment plan, attract high-quality candidates, and achieve its recruitment goals without spending excess money on additional resources. I believe that Taylor alone would be able to achieve this task within a few weeks of work. My second recommendation would be for Advantage to focus on employee engagement and retention. So in order to do so, they must ensure that employees feel valued and engaged through a positive workplace culture. Also ensure that they are compensated fairly, and ensure that all employees are provided opportunities for professional development. It is crucial that Advantage recognizes and rewards employees for their contributions and provide regular feedback and coaching to support their growth. By focusing on employee engagement and retention, overall company productivity increases substantially. By employees feeling appreciated by a company, they are often much more motivated, which leads to higher caliber performances. Engaging employees are also more likely to share their ideas and perspectives, leading to innovative and continuous improvement within the organization. Retaining talented employees also allows organizations to really leverage their knowledge and expertise to drive growth and competitive advantage. In summary, focusing on employee engagement and retention can lead to increased productivity, a positive company culture, cost saving, and innovation. These benefits contribute to organizational success and competitiveness in their marketplace, as well as attract potential new talent. My final recommendation would be for Advantage to develop a comprehensive performance management system that aligns employees' goals with business objectives. So regular review performance metrics and really providing constructive feedback and coaching to support employee development. So streamlined and structured performance reviews are essential in the workplace and would really benefit this organization. There are three primary areas as to why performance reviews are so important. So first of all, goal setting purposes. Performance reviews help to really align individual performance with organization objectives. When goals are clearly defined and communicated, employees are more likely to understand their roles and responsibilities, leading to improved performance. Second of all, feedback purposes. So structured performance reviews provide a formal process for providing feedback to employees on their performance, strengths, and areas of improvement. And finally, development. Performance reviews provide a platform for discussing development opportunities and training needs, which really helps employees to acquire new skills and knowledge to perform their jobs better. In summary, structured performance reviews are essential for businesses because they really provide a formal process for goal setting, feedback, and development. It helps organizations to really align individual performance with organizational objectives, identify and address performance issues, and really motivate employees to perform their best. In conclusion, there are several key takeaways from today's presentation. Regarding transparency is crucial in talent development. It's imperative management focuses on making its practices known to all employees. The good, the bad, and the ugly details need to be known so the employees can adapt as needed. Next, effective communication enhances any organization's talent management process. Creating clear channels of communication regardless of organization size removes the risk of bottlenecks and miscommunication. Both are crucial to the overall success of the business. One key point I want to make clear is that smaller organization employees do not have less responsibility. Rather, it's the opposite. With fewer employees, it means that everyone is aware of who does what and when they do it. It's important to recognize the commitment that individuals put into making small businesses work. Another key takeaway would be how times are changing. Work-life balance is becoming more of a talking point for orgs, and I think that this organization is a working example of how important work-life balance is. So while maintaining high business standards with both domestic and international employees, Advantage makes it clear that business can be done effectively regardless of location. Finally, adaptability is key. Especially in a small business setting, adaptability makes or breaks you. Taylor really reiterated how important resilience and adaptability are as skills in such a setting. Thank you.